have a call at no expense to you from
Matthew.
an inmate at Taft Correctional Institution. To accept this call, press or say 5.
My name is Bruce Davies. Matthew Davies is my son.
My name is Molly Thompson, and I'm married to Matthew Davies.
I'm David Silva, and I was Matt's accountant.
My name's Elliot Peters. I'm an attorney here in San Francisco, and I represented Matt in connection with his criminal case along with several other lawyers.
I'm Rex Halverson, an attorney at law, and I have been retained by the Davies family to file a petition for commutation of sentence for Matt Davies. We did that in June of 2014.
Matt's an incredible person. He's very bright.
Matt's a wonderful father to our girls. Our youngest just turned 2, and our oldest is 3. He likes to be the fun parent and entertain them.
He can't fire somebody at work, and he can't get mad at one of his kids.
Our first business was selling television lenses on eBay when he was in grad school.
Always been an entrepreneur.
Everyone likes working with Matt because he's so detail-oriented.
I had polio when I was 6, and I'd been going to chiropractors and doctors all my life.
My best girlfriend from high school, even still now, she battles breast cancer. My father had had a series of really invasive limb surgeries, and then his grandfather.
With my father, it was really hard for us all. It was really painful the last 2 weeks, and he kept asking for medication, and my sister-in-law wouldn't allow him to do or use any marijuana.
I don't know if it was specifically abdominal cancer, but I remember it was just his intestines were worn out. And watching watching Granddaddy die was horrible. And just to see someone actually scream in pain until their actual death was really upsetting.
I think because of that and my son seeing that I've started tripping when I walk, that I don't have control, and the pain that I'm in 2 or 3 times a week, I think that's one of the reasons why he went into medical marijuana.
You know, Matt started doing a lot of research. You know, he started on the internet, he started online, he started ordering books. And it just kind of slowly evolved.
He had an attorney in Sacramento that told him exactly what to do and what not to do. He had an accountant that told him what to do and what not to do.
Basically, as a CPA, our office was involved in helping him set up his accounting systems, working with the various taxing entities.
When he set up each one of these medical marijuana dispensaries, he hired attorneys to help him and CPAs to assist in getting the books together, et cetera. In fact, he ran them so well that some cities invited him in to take over failing medical marijuana dispensaries.
The government's argument was that, well, he was doing it for commercially. He was doing it to make money. Really, that wasn't true either.
I think over the period of time the dispensary was open, he only really made about 50 or 60,000 during maybe about a 2.5 year period.
Every time he made any money, he would put that money back into the business, just like I'd taught him the way I've done it all my life. His medical marijuana shops were just absolutely pristine. They were nicer than a doctor's office. Flat screen TVs. He had chiropractor in one of them. He had massage in another one for patients that needed those kind of things. And all of them were free. He didn't charge for any of that. And that was one of the things that I asked him to do, because massage and chiropractic work on me has helped dramatically ever since I've been about 8 or 9. And so he took the lead on that and followed through in his shops.
Matt never felt he did anything wrong, and in fact the circumstances that led up to his eventual prosecution were that a burglar alarm had gone off at his warehouse where plants were being grown.
One night he got a call from the alarm company that the alarm was going off, and he went there, and a highway patrolman followed him, and the grow area had been broken into, and the highway patrol took an account of it, and that was it.
I wasn't there, so I don't think the officers, panicked initially, but I think that it was maybe such a sight, and it was the awe, the wow factor. More officers came, and then there were news crews. I was told by one of our attorneys, a prosecutor relayed to him what happened was, in Sacramento, one of the U.S. attorneys had seen it on the news, and they didn't think that reflected well on their district, and that was the motivation to send in the DEA.
They are prosecuting a lot of people for federal marijuana laws. There's a lot of people going to jail today who violated the federal marijuana laws. And that creates a very unfair situation also, because you may be involved in some activity with marijuana in one district, and if you were 5 miles away, they wouldn't prosecute you for it. But if you're in a district like Matt was in the Eastern District of California, where they bring a lot of marijuana cases, they're sending people to federal prison for significant periods of time just about every week in Sacramento.
Matt never felt the feds would pursue him because he was following 8 rules laid out in the Cole memo, which the Department of Justice released.
The feds say, yes, well, they wouldn't do that. You don't have to worry because we have this 8-factor test and we'll only prosecute you if you're violating one of these aggravating factors that we've identified. But then look at the case of Matt Davies. He didn't violate any of those factors, and he's serving 5 years in federal prison for activities which were plainly legal under California law.
Obviously, I don't think he should be in prison at all. I think he should be out doing community service.
It could have been so simple. If they had sent us a letter, if a U.S. attorney had sent us a letter that said, cease and assist your operation or else we'll close you down and prosecute you. I mean, he would have been closed in 48 hours. Everything done, everything wiped. I mean, I can't even imagine what's been spent on prosecuting him and holding him in prison. It could have been, I think it all could have been avoided.
It doesn't benefit anyone to put Matt Davies behind bar, and to the contrary, it creates a sense that law enforcement is arbitrary, and you may be doing something that you believe is legal and that is condoned in the community, and you may be doing everything right, getting your licenses, paying your sales tax, treating your workers properly, trying to grow a safe and inexpensive product. You may believe you're doing everything right, but suddenly, without warning, the cold hand of federal justice comes down on you, and there you are sitting in a federal penitentiary for 5 years. So I think not only does it not do any good, I think it does quite a lot of harm.
I mean, I just feel, this whole thing has just been awful for our family, and it's just been